hello, and welcome. It's good to be here with you. Nice to see you all here. I don't see any of you, and you see me, but here we are, together, hanging out. I'm happy you're here for Intern's Office Hours. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join me. So let's dive right into it. Here's our agenda for what we're doing today. First, we're going to talk about, why I'm doing this, my why, as Grady likes to call it. He's always talking about that. Then I'm going to cover news from DFK, starting with the Gene reroll, my speculation about the perfect hero and why it doesn't exist. And then we're going to talk about some DFK tools that are out there, some old, some new, that I just want to highlight because I use them a lot. And so that's one of the things I'm going to try to do with this stream. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the Dragons Crossing chain announcement. So for those of you who typically tune out during that part, FYI, I'm going to be talking about, my speculation on why Arbitrum was picked over DFK chain, and note that that's going to be all speculation. Then covering stuff from the broader crypto world, I am going to talk about the ETH Chapella upgrade, why I'm excited for that. The Solana phone, why that intrigues me, but my initial thoughts are less than excited, and then other stuff that excites me. All right, so here we are. I hope you like that agenda. I can't see the chat. I got to figure that out. It was up the other day when I was looking at it. Oh, I think I remember how to open it. Give me 1 second here. All right, there we go. That is solved. Cool. All right, so why am I doing this? That's a really good question. I don't really know why. I just wanted to check the chat, make sure you guys could hear me. I just now realized I hadn't done that yet. But anyway, why am I even doing this at all? People in the community told me I should. That's the main reason. I got Crypto Grady out here. He really liked my impression, yeah, baby, on one of my rug porn videos. And then, the Mythic Squad guys, they tell me that, they didn't know I was funny, which apparently I am. That's news to me. People seem to be enjoying the content, so I decided to make more of it. That's the gist of it. And I decided to sit down today earlier and write down some of my actual why, to answer Grady's question for looking at the people behind the project, because I really do think that's a great philosophy. I've tried to internalize it a lot in how I'm thinking about things, and spotting people who exemplify the core values that you want to see in the world and you want to have for yourself. So why am I doing this? I'm doing it. Number one reason is to spread joy. I want people to be happy, even though we're in the depths or coming out of, depending on who you ask, a bear market. I want to argue with people because that's what I like to do. That's what I do for a living. I want to take bad takes I see on crypto Twitter, DFK Twitter, anywhere, and I just want to talk about them and explain how bad they are because I like doing that. I want to talk about things in crypto that excite me because I've been wanting, I think a lot of things, and I think expressing them will help me organize those thoughts. And also my real life friends have been begging me to do this, so I think I have a good source of additional target audience to start bringing in by sending it to them. And last thing, and this is probably the least important, but I want to establish a reputation. And, what kind of a reputation do I want to establish? Well, I think that would be informed by the first three things. I want a reputation for making people happy, for intelligently talking about bad ideas and bringing the good ideas to light, and, being excited myself. So those are the three things that I want to do and I want to have the reputation for. What is this stream not about? This stream is not about ROI, investment returns, what you should buy in crypto, what NFTs are hot or going to make you money. I don't care about, the money making aspect of it. And I think there are plenty of great streamers in and out of the DFK community if you do want to cover things like return on investment and min-maxing your profits and things like that. And I really like their content. I listen to it a lot. It's just not what I want this content to be. I guess we should then move into, that's the why of it. Let me see. I'm going to take a second here. Oh, man. Okay. F reputation, get constipation. That that assumes that I don't already have it, Douglas. Do I have the cheat codes on crypto? Yes, yes. I in fact already have quantum computing, and I've cracked the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and every other network already because I am that smart. Not really. I'm actually a terrible coder. I took a C plus class in college, and I got a C minus, I'm pretty sure, or a D. It's hard to remember now, but it's coding, not my thing. All right, so going into the next stuff, I think the next on my list was the Gene reroll. So I'll get some screen share going at this point. Let me get that going. And where are you, browser? Wait, there you are. Add new. And then I want, which window? I want that one. Boom. All right. So Gene reroll, I thought it was pretty cool. I think crafting is going to be epic in this game. I'm very excited to see what all of my seers. You can see here the results of my Rug Radio, daily Rug videos, all just an army of seers and berserkers. Anyway, yeah. Really, I think crafting is going to be epic. It's been talked about a lot on Filthy Nasty stream, on the Bogside stream last night. We talked about it quite a bit. Shout out to the Bogside guys. Wonder where I'm getting that. There we go. I think I fixed it. Did that fix it? Was it happening in this screen mode? Oh shit, I don't know what I did that fixed it. Is it happening now? Perfect. All right. I think I got there. It's hard for me with this delayed chat, but I think I fixed it. My video capture device was also picking up my audio, so that's good. Pretty confident that's what it was. Everyone needs an intern. Perfect. All right. I finally got your no all good chat. Sorry about that interim time. Thank you for that. Thank you for bearing with me. And yes, that's another thing. I really would appreciate any critical feedback. I want to get better. Anyway, so one question I have for the community is like, whether you think you're going to be gathering or crafting a lot. Franz brought it up in this Bogside stream. Go check out Bogside chats, but this time without the echo. And I think that I kind of agree with what Maddie was saying there. We're going to see teams of 6 probably going on these crafting quests, and I think for now it's going to be interesting to see whether like the mythic, common, legendary roles go into the crafting and how the number of heroes going into the crafting like quest or however it works, doing the recipe. Maybe they go to the workbench at some location for each different one or something like that. I think it'll be interesting to see if having more heroes ups the rarity percentages, and whether having more heroes gets you more items, because I don't know, I gotta say that there's going to be a lot of these intermediate consumables that I think we're going to be making, and I think that's going to be a lot of what drives the gathering professions or the crafting professions initially. And so it kind of begs the question of what's the distinction between crafting and gathering in that circumstance when like you're gathering to get, or you're crafting to get items that you're going to use in other recipes, right? It's kind of the same thing. You're getting materials that you need to create new recipes. Yeah, I don't know. I see iOS Code's comment now there about I'd be surprised if they did teams. Maybe it will just be one hero at a time. I think that would line up for like the big dope swords that you're gonna make, like what weapons or armor. But if it's just like smelting metal, I could send a squad to work on the smelter, right? And that makes sense in the lore wise and just logically having a squad of people doing that as opposed to a squad of people working on the one mastercraft sword. I actually probably it's going to be a mix eventually, but off the rip, the initial iteration is going to. I bet they have multiple just because they already have the infrastructure for all that with their gathering professions. One hot take that I had on Twitter earlier this week was that I'm very excited for profession level 0 quests. Yeah, I was referring to the crafting professions, not the gathering professions, and leveling those bad boys up. I don't really have any other notes here on gene reroll. I feel like this topic has kind of been hit a lot over the last week, and it's hard to add new there. But where I can add new is on the myth of the perfect hero. But before I do that, I'm going to see if the API is messing with me. Rock this summon for you guys. So just for your awareness, this pair right here is the descendants of some of my daily rug video pairs. And as you see, I am going for that shapeshifter and the bard subclass. We have one chance for a mutation at duelist and clutch. I'm hoping to get double critical aim in there. And then yeah, this passive one has the least thought into it. It doesn't look like my transaction went through though. Drat. I may be a victim of the API thing or my own bot. Looks like it's going through this time. We're getting there. Yeah, let's see who gets rug box side intern. It's gonna hopefully be you all. I hope I get this antenna passing on, honestly. You know, I don't have enough antenna in my life. Just look how noticeable that is right there with the pink antenna and the pink hair. Wow. Couldn't even tell you how to. Oh, it doesn't look like it's working for me. Oh, it's okay. No, my I just gotta refresh. Okay. MetaMask says it went through. This makes me worried about whether it's gonna pop up though. Bear with me here. All right, so we're opening up this daily rug, and we're going for the shapeshifter bard. And are we gonna get it, or am I gonna get rugged? I think I'm gonna get it because it's my first stream, and you all are gonna get rugged because that's how this works. Oh no, I was wrong. What do you know? But hey, I got color, and boom, bard subclass passes through always when I don't get shapeshifter. This is excellent. Hey, I got nice. See, so this is, you know, going back to the crafting gene reroll. I am now excited about this, where I otherwise would not have been, maybe, because it's got this alchemy thing. And even though the mining and the strength, well, strength lines up with mining, but these don't really line up with scholar, this alchemy might line up really well. So that could go interestingly. And I got summons with the leadership. I got some mosh odds somehow on that one that I was the least excited for. Wow. That's classic intern material right there. And then once again, you cannot see the antenna because they blend right into that hair, but it's okay. All right. We're 15 minutes in. I think that's perfect timing to go into the perfect hero myth. So we got Mythic Squad, we got Bogside, Grady, everyone talking about how crafting gene reroll is impacting what makes that perfect hero, right? And a hero who has it all. Well, I'm here to tell you, my friends, that I do not think it's, you know, unless we start setting conditions, I don't think it's a good idea to go for a hero who has it all. If we want a hero who is optimized for PvP, I think that makes a lot more sense, right? Maybe we want a hero who is not perfect, but optimal for a given situation. And so that's why I think the perfect hero is a myth. It doesn't exist. And I think maybe in the community we should start changing that messaging around that a little bit, because I think talking about a perfect hero for a new player would be something very off-putting, right? Because think about it, it would be very difficult to acquire a perfect hero. And if I'm coming in new and I hear all these people talking about what they're doing to make the perfect hero, I would feel so much further behind than if I hear about people saying that they're trying to build a hero for a certain purpose or a certain reason, and they want it to be good for that purpose, right? And so I think that's a good mindset we should all try to get in, and that I'm personally, I take myself, optimizing for PvP. That's great. I'd say a lot of what we see with the people smashing dark summons together, going for the advanced genes, right? I feel like that's really PvP focused, or PvE maybe, like combat maybe is the better term. So it's a combat focused one. I do think eventually, once the system is out and enough time has passed for nuances between player versus player content and player versus environment or PvE content, once people kind of flesh out the nuances between those, I do think that combat optimization will be different for PvE and PvP, because there are things that work really well against AIs, or the AIs in video games, not ChatGPT, our new overlord. But there are things that work really well against them that don't work against humans, because that's just the computer plays differently than the human does. So I do think eventually the optimization for combat is going to break into parts, and for now we kind of have optimization for combat, optimization for gathering, right? And that was kind of the very first meta for optimizing heroes that arose with this game. Was people came out and it was like, okay, what do these heroes do? Well, they summon other heroes and they gather stuff. They get items for you. And when the first kind of quest came out, you'd get an egg, right? And so it was optimizing to get as many eggs as possible so you could sell them when there wasn't very many. And that meta still exists, right? People still do think about crafting in the back of their minds, but now that we're learning, as the year went on, and I think as people kind of got bored with that meta because it wasn't very exciting, people started thinking about what would be better in the game. You have Samish Punch out here theorizing that Dex is going to be very important really long before everyone else. You have the Bogside guys making my Spotify Wrapped for 2022 because I was listening to their podcast when it first came out on Spotify, and they're talking about just anything they can get their hands on. And now WoWE, Mythic Squad, everyone is in it. And so with all this speculation about how the combat's going to work, this hero summoning is really switched to going into the advanced traits, the advanced genes, whatever the word is, the passive abilities, the active abilities. And I think, WoWE has definitely been very influential on that. So all that to say is a really long-winded way to say perfect hero is a myth. I go for optimized heroes, and let me maybe show some examples of that in my set here. Let me find one. Yeah, so I have this one set of 3 ninjas, right? I just gotta make sure I have all of them because I have a bunch of random ninjas that aren't part of this set. Okay, there they are. No music? Oh, you're right. I meant to turn that on. Thank you. Sorry about that. Let's go back into screen share mode. Boom. Where's that third ninja? Where are you? Oh, stay healed out. There you are. I don't know why I have Summoner selected. Not Renee. No. You. Right, so this is a set that I have optimized for the leadership intimidation strat. Or I guess I can make it show genes on all of them. Yeah. Boom. So all 3 of these ninjas have 1 leadership and 1 intimidation. So boom, that right there, that's one set. Like, it doesn't matter to me what their I think they're all gardeners. No one's a fisher. That's pretty nice. And one's a forager. So it doesn't really matter to me though. I just wanted them for this set, and that's the whole reason I haven't tossed any of them into the fire, because for me they are an optimized set
for that strategy, and when it eventually comes out, I will be playing that strategy. One other one is, I have this really stupid one. It was one of the first things I tried, which when I had like 3 heroes. I wonder if it's even on this realm. Show me the front. No, show me the front. Got Lenda right here. This is the first one. I tried to get her optimized for gardening. It didn't work out very well. She's level 11. She's only got 25 Vit and Wisdom. That's what happens when you have heroes that you summoned, you know, in February 2022. That's funny. I wonder what the price of Jewel was then. I don't want to check, but yeah. Anywho, so that's what I was thinking though. Oh. In my headphones, the music was too loud, but interesting. Now this is too loud. Let's just crank the FX and UI down, turn this up a little. No. So I'm going to respond to iOS Code's question here about the team of 3 ninjas. I think that it will be fun to play with that combo, and with the sabotage mechanics, I think are coming to ninjas. I think it will be like a troll comp that I want to run, not necessarily like a I'm climbing the ladder comp. That's another thing, is in really fun video games, hopefully they're like, I always play a pretty trolly method, and not always, like I will play competitively and try to win, but that's what I was thinking with that ninja comp. I'll optimize them because I make all of them stronger, all of my enemies weaker, and I can prevent them, I think, with the ninjas from using a lot of their items maybe on the first turn. Thank you. There you go. Appreciate you guys with the help on this one. Man, I cranked it down a lot. It's the way it's gotta be. It's just the way it's gotta be. So, what do we use to help us find these great heroes? I heard about this great thing today called Hero Hunter. Gonna transition now to DFK tools discussion. So, if you'll recall my agenda, right? We've now covered the first 2-3 things. Now we're going to DFK tools. Bada bang. So I'm super into this. I think it's a really good idea. I think Hero Hunter, the developer behind it, has a lot of good things planned in the works. And if you want to check out a lot more detail on that, I did not realize this when I added this to my agenda last night, but Grady and he did a stream earlier today. So they covered it, kind of what things Hero Hunter has in the pipeline. This free report is pretty nice, so I'm gonna pop in my wallet ID, bada bang, and generate report. Be patient. So right, I forgot it takes a while. Just remember that. But it's gonna make a report analyzing my crafting abilities on all my heroes, and we get to see how bad they are. While that's prepping, I want to just quickly go over here and shield DFK today, which I think is a pretty good one-stop shop for just checking out your wallet, what like the state of your inventory is, what kind of heroes, how many heroes you have, what they're doing. This is what I really like down here at this bottom portion, is this DFK hero statistics. You just kind of get a one-stop look at everything going on in the game without very like going through a bunch of spreadsheets or digging up data. So I love DFK today. Shout out to Christian Peter. The hero info on when it displays your heroes. I mean, I don't think this is going to be mine when I click that. I think it's going to be just the tavern. No, that's the tavern. Yeah, I think this maybe is my heroes. Also convenient price for all the related tokens. It was really nice. Sound effects. I did not anticipate load screens, everyone. Lessons learned. Mistakes were made. But yeah, so you see, this was one of my god-awful potatoes that I've had forever. I just like the way it displays the card. I thought I could could flip it there. I also thought there was a way for me to open it up, like open up a page just for it. Maybe I'm just lagging out here. Could be. Yeah, this has completed though, so we can switch back. But yeah, shout out Christian Peter. I feel like you need more love for this one. Let's see what that hero is. Oh, that's a really cool hero. Wow. Wow. If I say it enough, you'll believe it. That hero is good. Anywho. So yeah, what I liked about this, the free report that they had, was that this craft rank, which, like, I want to know what numbers other people are getting here. My highest one is a 2.7. And I don't know if that's good or not, because I don't know, like, what the range is and what other people get. So if you could, I think it'd be fun if people just told me what their highest numbers were, so I could have some relative idea about how my heroes rank up, because it doesn't seem like I have very many good crafters for how excited I am about crafting. Okay, so it's 2.7 good. I don't, like, beef, I don't know, man. Oof. Oh, this is the one I just summoned. Lol. Lol. Wait, no, it's not. It can't be. Yes, it is. Level 1. That's the one I just summoned is my best crafting rank. I'm sorry. I guess you got rugged after all, and I didn't, because, I mean, I don't know. I didn't get what I wanted, so in a way, you didn't get rugged, but I am now very pleased with the summon. So I guess I really like this tool. It is interesting to note, I think it does put a lot of weight on having the blue, because you'll see here, all of my top ones are ones where they both line up. Woodworking, woodworking, leather, leather, woodworking, woodworking, armor, armor. This one's interesting. So this tailoring one must be a really poor alignment elsewhere. Oh yeah, this was another thing I really liked. So this tab is this tab, pure and element aligned. If you click that down, you can see which ones line up by like the blue trait for having both of the genes for the crafting profession, and also have the matching element. So you'll see I only have 2 of them, or 3 of them, and for none of them do I have the primary stat boost aligned. So if people are trying to build that optimal crafter, I think this kind of information right here on these 2 columns is going to be really, really helpful for building that optimization. It's pretty funny. My stat boost aligned drops off right after. Yes, to Ophisto's question there. Specific stats do align with the crafting professions. I believe they put it into the blog with the release of the reroll, and there are a couple infographics floating about. The infographics are decent, but I think, I don't know, I think my brand would be, they all kind of go for like what's the best hero for each profession. And I just want to know like what professions are good with each type of hero. And I know it's kind of like the same thing, but it would just be organized a little differently. Just so like these are the top 4 that for this class, you know, is what I would prefer in an infographic. Now that I've said it out loud, maybe I'll put that together later. I'm not good at those though. Normally they involve shitty sans serif font and lazy graphics. That's me, baby. I'm an audio guy. I'm not a graphics guy. This whole streaming thing is like, it's freaking me out. I don't like it. I love it though. I am actually really glad that people are engaging, because I think I would have just talked too fast through the things I had written down if you hadn't been. So thank you all. So yeah, another thing about Hero Hunter I wanted to talk about are these queries. Now, I think they have a lot of potential, and it's almost too much potential for me. Like I'm the kind of guy who puts in like I do a lot of different searches, because my first ones suck, you know? So I think I would just struggle putting the queries together. And maybe if he did a tutorial on how best to do them, that would help me. Oh, hey, iOS code. You've unlocked my secret, man. You've unlocked the whole secret. Bloater picks everywhere. Yeah, we could even just, no need for that. Just bloater. That's all I am. So these queries, they sound like they can do a lot. It's basically, I could search for number of summons, generation, rarity, other filters. And so this one is the one that caught my eye when I was looking through it last night. I am okay seeing non-profitable results. So it actually seems like this tool is trying to help you determine whether you're gonna be able to resell the babies of the heroes that you buy, whatever pair you're looking at. And I know I said that that's not what this stream was going to be about, and I'm sorry I even brought it up now, but that's what made me really interested in the Hero Hunter. There is a fee for using the queries, and I do, that is one critique I have. I wish it were sold in batches, and it's interesting because it's like one result. From all profitable results, one will be randomly returned. That's interesting. I had not noticed that before. And so if you wanted to search anywhere in the tavern, so like anything you could buy against anything else you could buy, it would be 10 jewel for one pair, I guess. And then wallet. And if you wanted to search anywhere, including your wallet and the tavern, compared to the tavern, that's 15 jewel. Interesting. I didn't realize there was only a single random result. I kind of just got to the part where it said pricing table, and I guess my brain kind of turned off from the search terms above. All right, I don't know. I know Hero Hunter's working on this stuff, and he's considering other pricing models. I don't want to trash talk him. I think it's a really cool tool he's built here, and I'm trying to advertise it. That just caught me by surprise there. I'm sorry if it came off the wrong way. This is the go-to that I use the most. We can see here, the me clicking around like an idiot. That's what we see here. I just like this sort is pretty nice. This is normally how I'm looking at whether I have good pairs. I filter sort by active 1 or active 2, whatever I'm looking for. Or actually, no, not whatever I'm looking for. I filter by active 1 or active 2 to determine what I'm looking for. So like I got a bunch of A1s and a bunch of A2s, and then I look at within, there's a wizard, do I have a priest? And I don't think I do, because I do. Yeah, so there's a wizard and a priest, so I could summon those if I wanted to. And then like how they line up elsewise. So I hover over one, look at the other. Not that great otherwise on the lineup, so I probably wouldn't do it. And they probably can now that I think about it. So yeah, they're just shilling DFK analytics because it's definitely the third-party tool that I use the most when I'm navigating. Here's how I hunt for the heroes that I use in my daily rug right here. I go in here, I type in Berserker, Seer, Legionnaire, Scholar, buy, any, summons, 10, search. And then boom. Right here, you could for a little over 300 crystal. Oh no, that's not, sorry, yeah. So Seer, Berserker, Legionnaire right here, a little over 350 crystal, 360. You too could get a rug pair and do a daily rug with no matches, you will note, on these advanced. So, but that's where I normally would enter for the daily rug videos because it was more about the content, which surprised me. I thought I'd get my shapeshifter really fast, and I didn't. Oh, see, Zeph, I'm getting lots of different mixed signals on this one. I'm sorry about the music. But yeah, so if you wanted to buy a mythic Berserker with 10 summons, that's pretty cool. 1500 crystal, I don't know. Goldsmithing, wow. Oh no, that's a recessive, huh? I think that's a recessive. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at these columns yet when I'm using this site, so I'll get back to you on how I like to use these. These two haven't been re-rolled. That's kind of nice to see at a glance. I've re-rolled all of my heroes. Have you not re-rolled any of yours, stream? Are there any that you're keeping the dice on? Rolling the dice that one day someone will really want that +2 skill on your hero?
Yeah, I'd re-roll all of mine. That is gaining advice.
Reroll your heroes, get their stats up. Yeah, so before I switch over to talking about other stuff, I just wanted to bring up what I thought was a great idea Franz mentioned on Bogside Chats last night, and I just want to give it some more airtime, is an outpost on all of the chains. And I think it would just be really nice if instead of, here, let me switch chains here. Like if instead of this screen, I think, hold on, I think this screen is so much more inviting. But I do like Fran's idea. Maybe this needs to be built out a little bit more. Maybe put like a get started thing above her head instead of just like people coming here like, the fuck. I also think it's interesting that the team mentioned they're going to be building out their website. Let's see what DefiKingdoms. I haven't been to it without the prefix in so long, but I don't even remember what it looks like right now. Wow. Actually, okay, it's been updated at least once because we got like that cooler looking castle. I'll try to go dig that up, iOS code, and vote on it because I think I agree with you. #1 game on Harmony, so like, see, this needs to be updated for sure. I like that video a lot, but I get what they're saying about how the landing page needs to be updated. Jewel used for gas as well as governance. Okay, that sounds right. Get rid of that. I think that image is sweet. It's like a jeweler on a floating island. I wonder if we could find floating islands in the game. And how would we get up there? We'd have to use wings. Wing utility. Inbound floating island alpha on the website that needs to be updated. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to update this site. What happens when we click team here? Ah, yeah. I like these people. These people are cool. You should go follow all these people on Twitter if you don't already. Okay, I like that they have this org chart in here that they shared with us a while ago. I didn't know this was on the website. Docs link, like that. Builders, where does that take you? Nice, right to the build site. All right, so I mean, I don't dislike the current website. I just think, yeah, I agree, it needs some updates. And then it's got the play button. That's pretty normal, I feel like. And then, okay, yeah. So this is where this page becomes very important. I'm following the line here. So if I'm a new player, I go to DefiKingdoms.com, and let's say this time I'm connected to Ethereum, right? And now I click play, and it's just like, what the hell? I was just on a landing page. So I think that's a good call. We just need to me, I think it would just be anywhere there's a Synapse integration already, just got to build a website that plugs into that. And I'm a big template user at my work. I make one template and I use it all the time. I don't know, I'm not sure how coding works, so I don't know if this is a templatable exercise, but I feel like it is. Just guessing. I'll let the chat correct me. Tell me I'm an idiot, please do. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea from France. So props to the Bogside Chats team for that one. Alrighty. So now I'm going to go back into main. So yeah. Anyone watch that Dragon's Crossing town hall earlier, huh? Maddie, I know you're about to tune out. Good talking to you, if you were here at all. But yeah, the Dragon's Crossing town hall was really interesting. I liked hearing what the guys had to say. I rep bloaters, so bloater punch is basically, one of my deities. But yeah, they announced today that they're launching on Arbitrum. And what I actually thought was really interesting from that town hall was when asked who the top contenders were aside from Arbitrum, in no order, DFK Chain was included. Now, they could have been pandering, but I doubt it. I doubt they were pandering. It was Sandwich Punch, and I don't think he has the capacity to tell a really mean spirited lie, if and say what he wasn't actually thinking. So I thought that was really interesting that it actually was one of the top contenders, and I think that gets to Bolon's point that we have the Kingdom Studios team is a solid team who wants to work with others and help them accomplish their goals. And I think the Arbitrum team, from everything I've heard them say on different interviews I've listened to, I think they're actually very similar in that respect. For example, last year the Arbitrum Foundation acquired Prismatic Labs, which they maintain one of the Ethereum Layer 1 clients, is my understanding. Some of those words I don't fully understand what they mean, but I know that sentence is what I've heard before. And that was a big deal because it's my understanding these client teams who kind of make this really core infrastructure piece of Ethereum never had a lot of funding, and so Arbitrum went out and gave them or acquired them, but then acqui-hired, or maybe that's the wrong word. I don't know details or anything, but they got money. They have the safety of a steady job. And I think, if I'm trying to guess why they went to Arbitrum, which does have higher fees, right, than DFK Chain. It can't compete with DFK Chain on fees. That I get. Where both have a team that's ready to help, I think a big part of it is the liquidity that's on Arbitrum, the fact that there are a lot of Web3 degens, right, in the last 6 months, not years, 6 months, that they're going to these L2s, the Arbitrum ZK Sync. And yes, Arbitrum's airdrop is over, but its TVL has gone up. Last I heard, it had still been going up. I haven't checked. I could show you a website that I used to check, though, if you'd find that helpful. So this is l2beat.com. Come out in here, click to Arbitrum1, L2beat.com. Don't click links ever. Type it in, and then bookmark it. So yeah, so this is the airdrop, and then it still can have been net positive since then, right? So there's a giant influx of liquidity. It'd been kind of flattish, actually kind of went down with the bear market and then went up, but then it's still been rising since. So I think, you have a lot of eyeballs, a lot of activity there. And I think that's really what, if it were me making the decision and knowing what the decision was, that's what I would guess the reasoning why I made that decision, if you follow what I'm saying. I would guess that is the reason. It's just eyeballs, and the team has a lot of funding that they can maybe help, I don't know, with co-marketing, right? Is even just a small thing, like paying someone to make graphics or videos that promote a project on your blockchain costs someone money somewhere if you're paying that person anything, right? And people deserve to get paid for their work. So you just got to think about those things. But I'm happy to hear that it was a close call with DFK Chain. Because it really does tell me that they do have, it's not just, they're blowing smoke up our asses all the time. There are people, think about it this way. The Dragons Crossing guys they're essentially trying to launch their game. It's their business, though, at the same time. They're treating it like a business. And the fact that DFK Chain was in the contention when there are so many good options out there, and if you only cared about the funding side of it, there are so many good options from what I've heard. It's just let me rephrase that. There's so many options from what I've heard that the fact that they were in the running is cool, and I think bodes well for the future. So what do we do to get liquidity up on DFK Chain? I wonder. I've never looked at L2Beat whether they have DFK. I highly doubt they have DFK Chain. It's like an ETH-based app. Yeah. I'm going to assume that they don't. But what are the things that can get liquidity up on DFK Chain? Because that is a metric. We were talking about on the blog side chats yesterday. I know I've used up all my good ideas. I shouted them out way too much. I'm shilling other streams. Never do that. I'm horrible. Anyway, they Now I lost my train of thought. Shit, that was bad. Oh well. Liquidity, that was it. All right, how do we get more liquidity into the chain? We were talking about it, and this game can only bring in so much, right? Or it can bring in a lot. We've seen that from Harmony and how it basically overwhelmed that chain with all of the activity that it could sustain for as long as it existed, pretty much. When it comes, what am I missing on DFK chain? I'm missing a place to park my crypto. I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't really think about is if I have this stuff, am I typically, and I'm a DeFi user, make those two assumptions. I have crypto and I use DeFi. Am I typically just holding my assets in a wallet, or if I have loose Ethereum or OP or any of these other tokens that are available on Aave or Granary or these other websites where like I can literally just leave it there and yeah, it'll accrue some more, right? The rate matters at some level, but it also doesn't really if you're making this decision about whether to park it with zero or some, right? And so I park all of my OP on Optimism in Granary just because that money market is there. And sure, there are probably some degenerates out there borrowing from it, but if that's where the interest comes from, keep doing your thing, degens. I don't like shorting positions, but you go right for it. If we had something like that, where just somewhere I could park my money on DFK chain, like loose funds, that would be a good way to drive up TVL. And I think that would be a good app integration to like try to seek out and encourage. Maybe like, I don't know, if you have a bunch of Aave tokens, maybe go do a governance proposal. I don't. I do not. I hold ETH. I hold Jewel. I have some AVAX, OP, ARB. Just disclosing all of those. I just realized I've been talking about crypto for a while and probably should say that. But that's one thing I could think of. Park your money. And then beyond that, I don't know. I've been having a hard time thinking about what else I would really want on the chain besides a money market. Show me your ideas. If you have a good one, I'll drop it into the next stream. Okay, Sergeant had a heater in the chat. Whoa. 1 USDC, ouch. No, but see, you're missing the point, Sarge. I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying, like, where would I leave my 1 USDC? I would have it, a picture of the bloater above here is an Aave or a Granary. I'd put my 1 USDC right in the bloater. Just let it sit there and grow, accumulate more of it. DFK OnlyFans leaderboard. Oh, yeah, I mean, Lyra, bro. I would love to have an options trading market on DFK chain, but I think that's further down the road. Maybe once Lyra gets longer experience. I also hold Lyra. DFK OnlyFans. I do not hold any OnlyFans. FYI. No subscriptions at all. So yeah, that's Dragon's Crossing. That's DFK chain. I think it's a good thing that they were a contender. Bodes well for the team. Says they're not blowing smoke up our ass. And minor improvements to get there, part of which is dependent on the community building some apps on the chain. That's my wrap up for that. Now I'm just going to move on to general crypto stuff. So Maddie, now you can leave for real. I know you really don't want this part at all. Boring. So I'm excited today about the ETH Chapella upgrade, which is arguably one of the worst names in existence. It combines the words Shanghai and Capella. I don't think it's acapella. I think it's just Capella. I listened to a podcast earlier and someone tried to explain why they portmanteaued those words together. It went over my head. You're going to need someone who understands, the underpinnings better than I to explain that to me. And, as a quick tangent, I would really love to have anyone on here as a guest. The reason I don't have a guest right now is because I am trying to route my audio through from OBS to StreamYard so I can do things like, the intro clip, right? I have my bloater there. And if I wanted this sound playing, And I think I'll have that set up next week. So then I'll have guests. And I encourage anyone who has technical know-how and stuff that I explicitly don't know how to do, please come on. I would love that so much. Anywho, so back to why I'm excited about Chapella. This is the culmination of like the biggest engineering feat, in my opinion, in modern history, is the transition of Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. And just the fact that, you know, the merge itself was a while ago, last September, and that was the big lift. But this Chapella is like the cherry on top. That finally, like the sundae's not done until you add the cherry on the top. You know what I'm saying? Now it's good to go, ready to serve to your customer. It looks pretty. It's ready. It's all packaged up and neat. And wipe my hands of it. Put it away. And that's where we're at today. And I know a lot of my normie friends are very excited because they want to start unstaking their ETH on Coinbase, right? Oh no! Like massive unlock. Are we doomed? Maybe, I don't know, but I don't know if the price is going up or down. I just think it's really cool that they finished it, and now it will be finished. I don't know exactly when it happens or happened. It was supposed to happen earlier today, but also later today, according to some people, and I don't follow these things too closely enough. I just know it's supposed to happen today. And I think with withdrawals enabled, Ethereum is like, I think, in my opinion, the flag leader of this whole crypto ecosystem. It is like, look, Bitcoin is cool. You can send Bitcoin to each other, but Bitcoin was never going to achieve the goals that it set for itself of, you know, dismantling state money or anything like that, because for it to ever have any like reasonable scale, you're going to have a big system of intermediaries who will hold most of the Bitcoin. And then it's literally just what happened with gold all over again. Instead of Fort Knox, it's the Knox SQL database somewhere. You know, it's the same idea. And that is like the inevitable conclusion, I think, of that if it were the only thing that existed. But Ethereum, it really accomplishes a lot of the goals of disintermediation. And so the transition from proof of work to proof of stake has been a long time coming, much longer than I've been in the crypto space, but I've heard war stories from many, and I'm happy that it's here and now it is finally done. It is like, as a person who who tells people advice for a living, I'm a consultant of sorts. I would be hesitant to ever advise someone to take their stuff and put it into something that they can't withdraw it until an indeterminate date in the future, which may be impacted by software bugs. And oh yes, the whole thing could be shut down by the government at any moment. And it's, you know, you're just kind of locking it up with the hope that one day it's set free. But now there is no more hope. It's you can go in, put it in, and then take it right back out. So I think, I mean, not right back out, there's a little more nuance to that. There's a queue, what have you, blah, blah, blah. It's the idea that I'm talking about, not the actual, a waiting period is pretty normal in most businesses, guys, if you're not familiar. So, like, that part doesn't worry me. And I think that with that risk gone, whoa. My office speaker is too OP? Uh-oh. I sold it, Bogside. I sold software for a while. Anyone can talk like they I can use the buzzwords like SQL. But so the fact that this is now done is awesome. That what is it, the word I'm looking for? Execution risk is now off the table. I think that makes a huge difference for it. And yes, maybe we see some short-term selling as a bunch of people unlock who deservedly have been waiting so long to do it. And, you know, I have no judgment against any of those people for doing whatever they want with their money. Dude. I can't get enough of you. There. That's all you get. How's it now? Good. Good. That's good. Yeah. Execution risk is off for Chappelle. That's great. And so then my last take here is on the Solana phone. Who's buying a Solana phone? I don't own any Sol. I have a few Sol NFTs that someone I know in real life shilled at me, and I'm not 100% sure it wasn't a rug pull. Shouts out to Redacted from Broadcast. And so yeah, I don't know. I think the Solana phone is an interesting idea. I've heard good arguments for it where like they use the functionality that makes Apple Pay secure, but like I literally could not explain it to you any better than that. So if anyone has hot takes on this, I'd appreciate it. But you know, that's all I really got for it. Yeah, that's my agenda. What am I excited about going forward? I'm excited for the next hero release. It's been confirmed today by Workhorse that, you know, the Archer Shroud is getting reworked. So I anticipate, full sarcasm, that we will get the Archer revamped skill codex prior to the Monk and the Scholar and the rest. Emphasis on Monk. Never going to get it. Shroud's going to be reworked. It's going to have like an 8-round channel time just to ruin WoW-E. And he's going to have a 5-hour stream just to talk about Shroud. I'm excited for that too. What else am I excited about? I'm excited because I'm going to dollar cost average some crypto soon, which I like doing. I'm excited for my guinea pigs. One of them just got over an illness, which is pretty harrowing. If your guinea pig gets a cold even, it can be fatal. So you got to watch out for like any signs that they're sniffling, and I'm really glad the little guy's doing well. Here, this is always an audience pleaser. Look at my dead mouse chair for a second. Just kidding. That's not the audience pleaser. The audience pleaser is my guinea pig. This is one of them. His name's Pippin. He's a cool guy. Pippin, say hello to the camera. Oh, Pippin, you hate being held like this, don't you? Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Yes, I'm very sorry. So yeah. That's what's going on in my neck of the woods. Thanks for hanging out with me for the hour of interns' office hours. I really appreciate all of you showing up and blowing up my chat because you saved me from just speed reading through my outline. And yeah, this is what you can expect from the show. I'm going to be talking mostly DFK stuff, talking about stuff related to DFK, a lot of Dragon's Crossing stuff, and then just, you know, spreading my particular gospel of pro-crypto stuff. I don't anticipate that my wife will shut me down on this stream. She did tell me that she thought it was weird that every millennial white dude has a, you know, mid to quarter life crisis and needs to start a podcast. But maybe that's why I focused so much on my why at the beginning. But thank you all.